But man is not made for defeat. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. True to his quote, he engaged in extreme activities like bullfight, entered the ring with the US boxing champion, and even a cage with lions, although he was a very sick man physically. You would be surprised to know that in his lifetime, Hemingway survived skin cancer, anthrax, malaria, dysentery, hepatitis, anemia, high blood pressure, a ruptured spleen, liver and kidney, pneumonia, a crushed vertebrae and fractured skull, and 3 car crashes. This describes his resilience. Hemingway was also a KGB agent in 1941 with the code name Argo, though he didn't provide much information. Of course, these facts aren't mentioned anywhere in literature textbooks. Like R.K. Narayan, Hemingway too disliked the screen version of The Old Man and the Sea and was very disappointed after seeing it. He expressed disdain for Spencertracy's performance in the film. He said Tracy looked less like a Cuban fisherman and more like the rich old actor that he was. And mind you, Tracy was nominated for an Academy Award for his performance in this film. The Old Man and the Sea, which won him both Pulitzer and Nobel Prize, was in fact written in a fit of outrage. The critical reaction Hemingway received for his Across the River and Into the Trees pushed him to finish this manuscript in a short span of 8 weeks, and he said it was the greatest I can write ever for all of my life. This established Hemingway as a worldwide superstar. Literary feuds are quite common, but in a real-life literary clash, Ernest Hemingway once slapped Maxeastman with a book in their publisher's office. Eastman's review of Hemingway's Death in the Afternoon, which was based on bullfighting, accused Ernest of wearing false hair on the chest, implying his masculine style was artificial. When Ernest saw the book with the review lying on Perkins' desk, it triggered him, and the rest you know. Can you believe he once stole a urinal from his favorite bar, Sloppy Joe? He had been a frequenter there for many years and stated that he had spent enough money to own the urinal and converted it into a garden fountain, and it's still on display in the grounds of Hemingway Museum. Now, cats drink water from it. Imagine his height of eccentricity. By the way, Hemingway adored cats, especially polydactylcats, and he had more than 20 of them. Polydactylcats are now commonly referred to as Hemingway cats. Legend has it that he was drinking with his friends one night when he bet them he could write an entire story in just 6 words. Then he took up a napkin and scribbled, "For sale, baby shoes never worn." Those scholars dismissed this as unverified, but since then, short story contests have been held around the world. Did you know he rewrote the last page of A Farewelltoarms not once or twice, but about 39 times? This book is about his experiences in World War I, but in 2012, an edition was published which had 47 alternate endings. But the celebrated American author, known for his concise writing style, was banned in Germany during the reign of Hitler and in Italy during the reign of Mussolini. What intrigued me more was Hemingway was one of those authors who happened to read their own obituary. Yes, you heard it right. In 1954, Hemingway and his 4th wife, Marywelsh, were vacationing in Belgian Congo when their sightseeing charter flight crashed. The following day, when attempting to reach the medical care in Entebbe, they boarded another plane, which also crashed upon takeoff, leaving Hemingway with burns, a concussion, and his brain leaking cerebral fluid. When they finally got to Entebbe by truck, they found journalists had already reported their deaths, and thus Hemingway got to read his own obituaries. Throughout his life, Hemingway had been close to death many times. He had been in more than 10 accidents and disasters, was wounded twice during a hunt, and almost burned down in a forest fire. He survived them all only to be killed by himself. Hemingway suffered from writer's block. They say he was unable to organize his writing for the first time in his life, especially after winning the Nobel Prize. He was so worried that one morning he was found holding a loaded shotgun on his head in the kitchen. He was saved by his wife and taken to the hospital, but 2 days after releasing from the hospital on July 2nd, 1961, he deliberately shot himself, though his wife Mary said he had killed himself accidentally while cleaning the shotgun. But suicides ran in his family. Hemingway's father, his sister, and his brother all had committed suicide. What's more, Hemingway's granddaughter also committed suicide on July 1st, 1996, just one day before his death anniversary. Hemingway was a war hero, a journalist, and a prolific novelist, but terribly afraid to speak in public. He also struggled with personal demons, so on July 2nd, he ate his favorite meal consisting of New York strip steak, a baked potato, Caesar salad, and a glass of Bordeaux, and then ended his life. Despite these struggles, his literary contributions, The Sun Also Rises, A Farewell to Arms, The Old Man and the Sea, remain influential. Why do his works continue to resonate with readers today? Because he challenged readers to confront the raw truths of existence, ensuring his legacy endures. Hope you liked this episode. Share your comments and let me know your favorite author. Sayonara.